Chapter 53, Duel to the Death. Su Cheng dragged the man that beat up old Wang to the hospital and threw the guy onto the floor of the ward, dumbfounding old Wang. That guy immediately kneeled on the ground and didn't dare to get up as he begged old Wang, "Big brother Wang, please forgive me, I did a horrible thing." Old Wang was still speechless about how this guy was behaving. Just what did Su Cheng do to the guy? Seeing the blood on the corners of his mouth and his clothes, it didn't take a genius to figure out that Su Cheng at least beat him up. However, old Wang was still quite uncomfortable seeing a thug's attitude suddenly turn 180 degrees and for a man who beat him up to kneel before him to apologize. The North Gate disciple suddenly slapped himself in the face as well, shocking old Wang as well. "Brother Cheng, you didn't have to do this. He beat you up like this and you don't think the apology was necessary? Did your ribs break for nothing? Old Wang, it was my bad that you got dragged into this and was beat up because of using my motorcycle. So, no matter where the guy was, I had to grab him and bring him to you to kneel and apologize. Oh, and I know that you are not from this city, that you are still single, and that you don't have many friends out of work and your colleagues still have to work. So for the next few days you are here, this guy will be taking care of you." Su Cheng patted on old Wang's shoulder and said. Yes, yes. I will take care of big brother Wang for sure. Big brother Cheng, rest assured." The guy immediately began nodding his head like a chicken pecking rice. "I'm telling you, you better take good care of my colleague so he can come back to work early. As for the hospitalization fees, I will leave it up to you." Su Cheng glanced at the guy that caused all of this. That guy immediately nodded as hard as he could. "Big brother Cheng, don't worry. I got it, I got the bills." Tonight, Su Cheng truly shocked everyone. He thought that no matter how big this guy's balls were, he probably wouldn't cause any trouble to him again. What he did tonight was enough to shock those from North Gate and show them that he wasn't someone they could mess with. Su Cheng patted old Wang's shoulder, smiled, and said, "Recover soon, so you can come back to work." Old Wang nodded. "Thanks, brother Cheng." Right after Su Cheng came out of the hospital, he found a sports car parked beside his cruiser. Young Master Lin and his brother Lin Dong stood there and gave Su Cheng a big thumbs up. "I heard you basically blew up North Gate's lair tonight. Now half of Shangcheng knows your name, especially the other 3 gates. In the past few days, you managed to provoke both North Gate and West Gate, and North Gate's morale even fell to the lowest point in history. You are in big danger now." Su Cheng didn't really care. "Where's the danger coming from? I heard that the North Gate gang's leader, who went into seclusion, is going to come out and sanction you," young Master Lin said. "North Gate's gang leader?" Su Cheng was a bit surprised. "Yeah, he's the founder of North Gate. Back then, when the country wasn't as powerful and the laws and enforcement weren't perfect, it was an era where strength and power rules. He was definitely a martial art master that had many disciples that went out to become masters themselves in North Gate. But yet, he went into seclusion a while ago and completely uninvolved himself with the affairs of the gang. However, you saying that North Gate should disband really touched that old man's bottom line. I think you should lay low for the next little while. I'm telling you this because I admire you. If you receive a death match invitation from the underground boxing ring, don't accept it. Remember what I'm saying." "Death match invitation? What is that?" Su Cheng asked in curiosity. Young Master Lin said, "It's basically a fight to the death used to settle all kinds of grudges in the black society. Although it's not legal, many big powers are backing it, and it's about personal grudges of people usually from the criminal underworld, so the government couldn't really intervene. Just now, the gang leader of North Gate announced that he's going to challenge you. If you fight and beat him, then North Gate will disband immediately. If you lose, then your death would be made an example of what happens when one provokes North Gate, which is what North Gate wants to show to the public to prove that it's still in power." Su Cheng asked, "What if I don't fight?" Young Master Lin replied, then you will be despised, and it wouldn't be good for your jurisdiction influence over this area, especially to North Gate's people. Your deterrence will be greatly reduced. Su Cheng nodded. Got it. Thanks for coming to tell me this. Lin Dong asked in curiosity, will you accept the invitation? Su Cheng got into his car, ignited the engine, and thought for a second before replying, this is probably why no one tried to overthrow North Gate, right? Because of the big boss behind them, many people would probably think about that before offending North Gate. Lin Dong narrowed his eyes. Are you going to fight him? If I back out now, then it means I couldn't even overthrow the weakest force out of the 4 gates, how am I going to deal with the other 3? After Su Cheng finished speaking, he drove off. Lin Dong looked at the car driving away and laughed, Big brother, I feel like he wouldn't be a coward even if he's up against the 4 young masters of Shangcheng. I don't know where this guy popped out from, but for now at least, he's becoming pretty famous, young Master Lin smiled and said. Su Cheng was just about to go on patrol when a call came in. It was from Ran Jing. I knew you wouldn't settle down and continue to walk with your dick in your hand. Why did you go and take out the entire lair of North Gate? Ran Jing sounded quite anxious over the phone. Their people beat up my colleague. If I didn't avenge him, how am I going to continue working at my station anymore? That colleague of mine got beat up because he was using my motorcycle that day, so it was quite unfortunate for him. If I don't avenge him, then I won't have the face to see him anymore. Did you know that the gang leader of North Gate sent out a death match invitation? Can you beat him? This guy is undoubtedly a master-level old fritter in Shangcheng. Su Cheng paused for a second. Ran Jing thought he was scared, and she sighed, don't accept the invitation. Losing face is at least better than losing your life. I will try to work my connections and see if I can connect you with North Gate and have you apologize or something. Don't act too recklessly in the future. But yet, I don't know the odds of me connecting you with North Gate, but I will try. But, who knew Su Cheng would open his mouth and interrupt her at that second? No, maybe this is an opportunity to take out North Gate once and for all. Ran Jing was dumbfounded. Are you crazy? Su Cheng, I should at least give it a try, right? What if I can succeed? Su Cheng knew that a master-level fighter should at least have B-level strength, and when he himself was at his pinnacle state before, he had reached A-level. Although his comprehensive capabilities dropped to C now, with the power and abilities he recently discovered, Su Cheng felt like he should at least be at B, so it wasn't like the match was tilted towards that old man at North Gate. His ultrasonic feedback system and explosive strength were 2 hack-level existences. Besides, Su Cheng didn't expect things to be over after he beat up so many people in the nightclub district. Now, the founder came out to the surface, and an opportunity presented itself for Su Cheng to make North Gate a thing of the past. Why don't you say what if you died? Ran Jing was nervous for him. Just don't accept it. The entire police system will be protecting you. North Gate knew they couldn't touch in out in the open, that's why they picked this method to provoke you and force you to fight them. Just don't be stupid enough to accept the invitation.